What's good, retro gamers? I just got done watching Ali and his son, 8-Bit Boy UK, play some of that Flight of Pigorus. Very cool game, very cool game. I cannot stand that there's a timer. It makes no sense. I've watched almost everyone's playthrough of Flight of Pigorus, and everybody's having amazing runs, collecting all the power ups, getting even past the second boss, and then a timer defeats you. Terrible. Even if there's 3 levels, I want to see the entirety of the content. I don't care if it's short. I just don't like that added challenge of a timer. I don't know. Maybe you need to have an absolutely perfect run to see the whole game, but I don't really like that. Anyways, I'm gonna be doing a pickup video of some of these Master System games that I bought. Getting a little further progress here in this basement. I know it might look a little weird here, but yeah. So all of my games are non-US. I'm pretty much done with the US collecting. I did realize though that I have Fantasy Zone 2 PAL version. So now I gotta pick up the Fantasy Zone 2 US copy. So hopefully I find that in the wild somewhere. That would be great. But onto this collection here. The first thing that I'll actually share here is something that I used to look at a lot of retro game stores in my local area, and there actually have been quite a few. And one of them is called Just Press Play. There is a set of 3 of them in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, in the United States. I actually, unfortunately, traded in some games there in the past, like Paperboy for the Master System. I traded in a Game and Watch there, one of the older ones. So those are some of my regrets getting rid of. But I had a duplicate of Paperboy. Anyways, long story short, they apparently have in my search on eBay for different games, they apparently have an eBay store, and I found Wimbledon, which is a Brazilian copy from Tectoy. Now I actually have Wimbledon on pretty much mint, and I still have some of the packaging peanuts. Um, but yeah, I think this is, oh gosh, I have quite a few Brazilian games by now, but I bought the European version of this maybe 5 years ago, and I did not realize, but somebody drew some sort of monster face on the manual and some crazy shit. I actually would be very interested in people sharing a video, making a Twitter post or something of maybe some of those weird things that people have maybe drawn in manuals or things that you've seen. Similarly to the stickers that 8-Bit Boy UK shared with the price on it. This one has a Sega special sticker on it. I don't know. Kind of interesting. My next one is the Autofence. I guess that's how it's pronounced. I have seen some people play this online. I don't really know much about it. Everything that I've gotten here has the manual. For the most part, 99% of the time, I mean, these are pretty minty manuals. I probably won't spend too much time opening every one because nobody's got time to sit here and watch everybody open every box. But I always buy clean, fresh manuals. And this definitely has an interesting box art. I will say that. I bought this game because I am a huge fan of The Simpsons. And I know I already have Bart versus the World Brazilian copy. I said I wouldn't open these. Minty fresh manual. Some of these are just cool to actually look through. Um, Oddly enough, they're so thick, yet there's not a very long manual. It's just that they're in so many different languages. When I grew up, because I live in the United States, my manuals are not. I'm not used to seeing them in landscape. They're more portrait, and they're all in English only. The next one, which I've actually seen multiple, I figured this would be a little bit more rare. I don't really know a lot about. I actually have Lucky Dime Caper. I have Daffy Duck in Hollywood and some of those other ones. And I hadn't seen this one, so I thought it might be a little rare. But I think I saw some other people posting that they got this recently as well. And look, I got some of that famous European dust on the top. So this is Deep Duck Trouble, starring Donald Duck. Next one, and these are just kind of, I guess these are, I don't know if these are more run-of-the-mill. Pac-Mania. I'm trying to just build my collection. I don't think this one is rare in any way, but it actually does look interesting. It's like a 3D take, like a 2D, 3D, 2.5, 2.5D take on Pac-Man, which could be interesting. And I'm actually waiting on, I think, at least like 10 more games. So I guess stay tuned for probably about my third collection video. And I did get a couple other games. I just bought Mafia Definitive Edition, Observer System Redux, and but you know, I just wanted to make this strictly about the Master System. The next game that I got is Mercs. I don't know. This kind of looks like uh, Secret Command, in a way, just from the box art for some of the gameplay. But I don't know. I'm hoping the cat doesn't come over here and walk on this cloth and ruin the video. All right, he's sitting down. The next one, and so another thing that I've been doing is, I'm sure everybody has some sort of Excel sheet or some way to keep track of their videos. So what I've been doing, and it's gonna take me a long time because I got like 200 games I gotta do this for, or 150 games that I still have left. But I'm trying to take a picture of all of my fronts, backs, and then the insides, picture of the manual, picture of the cartridge, and then I'm ripping the ROM for it, and then I'm putting them in these cases, protective cases. So here I have Putt and Putter. I'm actually a huge mini golf or putt-putt fan. I'm not sure what they call it outside of the US. Usually just call it mini golf here, or I just call it putt-putt because that's kind of funny to me, but Putt and Putter. It kind of reminds me of a Marble Madness kind of game, which, sneak peek, spoiler alert, I'm getting Marble Madness delivered at some point. I bought a lot of games from somebody on eBay in the midst of buying all this other stuff that I probably shouldn't have bought. But the next game is the New Zealand story. I've actually heard people say that this game is pretty cool. I don't really know what kind of game this is, but I do have the ROM now. Speaking of which, playing those ROMs, I did buy the Retrobit Genesis controller, and I'm a little bit upset because I really don't like the D-pad, and it's very awkward to have 3 buttons rather than 2. I shouldn't have bought the Genesis one. I don't know. It didn't. I'm probably gonna return it to Amazon, but it kept disconnecting as well. So ironically, I was in my little laundry room area where I have all my video games stored until I finish all of this, and I found my 8BitDo SN30 Pro Plus controller, and that actually seemed to be working much better. I've been getting some better scores on some of these ROMs and having a better time at playing some of these games. And anyways, on that note, the last game is Special Criminal Investigation, or SCI, as the cartridge says. I don't know anything about this game. It just looked really cool to me. I do want to try to play it. It kind of reminds me of an Outrun-esque game, in a racing style, but I'm not really sure. I've actually been playing Action Fighter a lot. It was one of my favorite games as a kid, and then obviously I was playing Flight of Pigorus, but I'm not really sure how much longer I'm going to be playing it. I'm a little upset over the timing issue, but I do want to definitely play it a few more times. I thought that was a great choice. But yeah, so everything's been going pretty well. Hopefully I'll have everything set up soon and full access to all my games. I have some shelving props set up that I'm going to have my media cases on, and I used to have all my Master System games in an old like china cabinet for old dishware, antiques and stuff like that. But my system has outgrown it, even doubling it up. My collection has it's got a little crazy at this point. And at this point I really want to see it all displayed out. So once everything goes into a box, it'll all be, I'll just take a picture of it and really get to see what all the games are. Because I've had them in storage. I've moved 15 times in 15 years. And so a lot of times these games have just been they've been collected, but they haven't exactly been given all the time that they should have had with the consoles being in storage and everything like that. So anyways, you don't want to hear me ramble on. So thanks for watching.